Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Thursday morning. Ken versus 10. I am Ken. SSK promo, Mr. Bill, seasonal Santa, as you can see, the DOGWR Hart, El Luchadork. I got all kinds of, but it is Thursday. Time for another 10 versus 10, where I am trying to beat down my death pile. 10 listings at a time. The way the show works here is I'm going to list 10 items during the show. I usually run about 1 hour. I try to get those done in about 10 hours. And just full transparency, I already have them drafted, ready to go. And I will post them throughout the show, show you what I'm listing. But really the game is trying to beat the death pile to see how many of these listings I can sell before next week's show. So, how many items can I list, or the 10 items, can I sell them all um before next week? So, check out the chat here, and I'd flip that is in the house. Hello, I'm going to list a bunch today. Good for you. Let's do it. A good time to be listing for sure. And Cameron, Gravity Goods. Hi ho go. Yes, let's do this today. It's gonna be a good show. Gonna talk about a few other things. Paul the flippin' sports guy. Let's get to 10. So, as you notice, I look a little different than I did last time. I didn't do a show last Thursday because it was Thanksgiving, so hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving and that went well for you all. Am I lagging here a little bit? My screen seems to be a little bit jerky for some reason. So, found you from Old School Flips when he mentioned the podcast you guys do. Yes, Jimmy Old School Flips. We do the 10 versus 10, or no, we did a Reseller Clickbait podcast, Jimmy Old School Flips and I, and I'm trying to a little robotic picture the sound, but the sound is good. Hmm. Yeah, I am froze up on my end right here as far as the visual end, so that's not good. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Let me check something out here real quick. See if I catch back up. Yeah, the same Cameron. Looks like I'm a little robotic. I am not sure what is up. Turn camera off and back on in StreamYard, says Dave the NC picker. Okay, let me try that here and see what happens. See if I come back on here. Wow, that's disappointing. I'm not sure what's up. Dave, who was Dave, who was the not Kevin last night. That's right. Dave had a live last night with Carrie, the flippin' or Carrie American Arbitrage. Strange, super frozen. Let me try this again here real quick. I apologize for this. Okay, let's see if this works out any better there. Well, super frozen. That's not going to do much for a visual show like this. To maybe I need to, I hate to dump out entirely, but I am not sure what's going on here. Yeah, everything just seems to be running slow right here. Good morning, Jill is in the house. I seem to be having some technical issues here, and I'm trying to figure out why things are running slow. Chat amongst yourselves while I work this out. Okay, let's see here. Try this. Change the resolution there a little bit. Yeah, it's gonna take some work to hit 10 today with this mess going on. Nope, nobody else is streaming anything. I'm the only one here in the house, and nothing else is on. That helped out a little bit, but still very jerky. Ugh, the perils of doing a live. So, let's see. Is it manageable? Let me know in the chat there. Jill saying hi to everyone. If I'm still very jerky and if the audio is okay. Jill's gonna type client notes. Yeah, the chat is very slow. Something must be wrong with my connection here. And my dear sweet mother says it's doing good now, but on my end, it's very jerky. So let me know if this is unmanageable or unwatchable for you folks. As I'm clicking around here, I don't want to cause other lagging issues, but so how's everybody's sales go through the Black Friday, um, Small Business Saturday, and what, Cyber Monday? Did everybody have some good sales over the weekend? Painful. Nothing else is running on here. I'm taking a quick work break while listening, taking photos of about 50 sports cards during it. It'll be a nice day of listing 50 cards. What kind of sports do you basketball, football, baseball cards? What you like to sell there mostly, Paul? Yeah, may need to get a scanner to save more time. Yeah, that's definitely. I know when I see Cameron Gravity Goods that he does a lot of postcards and old ephemera and stuff like that, and that seemed to work out really well for him when he bought a scanner, just really cut his time down. So anyway, I'll get into the show. We'll hopefully maybe this will clear up on its own a little bit, the jerkiness, but so the I was going through the rules. I'm trying to list 10 items today and that they're already drafted and ready to go. So what I'm trying to do is see how many of those items I can sell before next Thursday. And last show I did, the previous Thursday before Thanksgiving, I actually did pretty good. I was updating my Instagram post with what sort of sales that I had, and I won that week. I will say I won. It was 8-2. I sold 8 of the 10 items that I had listed, and it was that was a Deshaun Watson. Yes, Deshaun Watson. My team, the Cleveland Browns, are finally getting their quarterback back this week that had been suspended in the league. Um, But I would have to say that Jacoby Myers did, or not Jacoby Myers, he's a receiver, that Jacoby Brissett did a very good job. Our record stinks, but he did a good job managing the team um, during all of that. So let's see. So I won 8-2 the previous week, And so we're gonna get right today. I'm listing a lot of like video games and electronic sort of stuff. So that's uh that's where we're going today. I do. Oh, you know what? I'm going to get a couple of, before I get into those, I still have tons of Christmas ornaments and stuff. That's what I had listed the last show was Christmas ornaments. So I got a couple that I'm just going to throw out there right away that I had pictures of and had drafted. I've got this Santa and Mrs. Claus. They're a porcelain ornament from 1979, and they're in very good shape. And those are going to get listed, and I should probably get about, 18, $19 or so out of that set, and they came in a great big lot of Christmas ornaments that I've already made, tons of profit off of. So to steal a line from Jimmy, Old School Flips, they are all profit after fees. Go check out Jimmy's channel, Old School Resale. He posted a new video yesterday about some Cyber Monday deals. So check out his channel and the Reseller Clickbait podcast. So I'm going to get that one drafted. And I had another one of these wooden, these were made in Germany. They are a wooden ornament, all handmade and hand painted. And I have that one right there, a little bird feeder that that one should probably around 15 bucks or so I should get out of that. So I'm going to go ahead here right away and post those up for sale. And so we're underway. We got two of them under our belt right now. And we've got Mikey Bags of Money in the house right here. Mikey Bags, check out his channel. He's got a new venture that he's doing out there in Vegas with kind of a thrift store reseller shop. He's doing that with Sunny Las Vegas and some others. So check out Mikey Bags of Money on the YouTube and Instagram and every place that you want to follow him. He's got good, really good content for, and the Friday night walk that he does in Las Vegas is just great. I enjoy watching that every Friday night. So what do we got going on here? You are welcome, Mikey. So, video games. I am going to list some video games. I have tons of video games and electronics that just sit in tubs and boxes and don't get listed. And I finally made my way in the death pile to some of those. And I thought, oh, that's a little more interesting to a lot of folks than it is than just a Christmas ornament. So I'm going to list some video games. And Mikey says, I just came to smack the thumbs up and show some support. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, everybody, if you're there, hit that thumbs up. If you would, please, I appreciate it. Comment down below when the video gets posted. So I'm going to go with some. Oh, I'm looking right over here. I had two sales that are going out today. Nothing spectacular, but I have some more of the Christmas ornaments that I had listed before. This is 3 pieces. They're a what is this brand again? I can't see anything, but let me look. They are a Lefton ceramic brand, and those sold for about $15 for that set of 3. So again, that was one of those all profit after fee sort of deals. And man, I'm just really thrown off by this video. It seems like it might have cleared up a little bit. And we got Jen's Multiverse. Can I call you Saint Claus? Yes, you may. You can call me anything you'd like. Saint Claus, yeah. For those of you that hadn't seen the recent episode of the Reseller Clickbait podcast where I revealed the Santa beard, I'm in full Santa mode. I've been decorating. This is kind of my attire: the hat, the glasses, which the glasses are not really even real. I took the lenses out of them. They're just for show. But the hat, the beard, I gotta retouch up the beard, get it a little bit whiter. It's usually takes about 3 processes to get it really white. Um, and what does my mother say here? I don't think I should try to send a thumbs up. Yeah, I know. She had my mother last year in a Christmas text to the whole family. My mother wanted to put the 2 thumbs up by a comment about activities that we were doing at Christmas, and oh, she hit the one kind of right next to it or didn't look at it, and gave everybody the middle finger, the bird, 2 of them. She wanted to do 2 thumbs up, and we got 2 middle fingers. Carrie was so confused by the reveal. Yeah, that was cool, Dave. I appreciate you showing that last night. It was it is quite shocking when you see it for the first time. Mikey, how are you, my friend? And folks just saying hi to one another in the chat. Yeah, it's fun. I do the beard mostly a lot of just selfish reasons. I enjoy just being out and about, going to Walmart, going to the post office, and I always carry a pouch of candy canes with me. And if I get a big smile or a Merry Christmas or a Hey Santa, I will they get a candy cane, they get, a smile and a Merry Christmas, and it just helps brighten up people's day. Hopefully it does anyway. And so I will go out and about. And then right now, Christmas season, I'm, full into it, been decorating, got all my outside decorations done at my house. And I live next door to my folks. And so I decorate over there. And even, as the true Christmas spirit, I have an elderly couple that lives on the other side of me. You know, my parents are an elderly couple too. I know they're watching right now. Hello. Um, but I have an elderly couple that lives on the other side, and, so I put lights out on their front railing and stuff just to kinda brighten up their property and along the fence, on the side of their house, just, so that they can't get out and do it themselves, so I like to, uh I like to do that and just kinda spread a little Christmas cheer, and it always fun. I would think at some point maybe they'd make me a plate of cookies or something like that, but they're always super nice folks and always appreciative that I do that. Um, and what do we got here? "You're too cute, Ken. Love the Christmas spirit." Yes, I enjoy this time of year. I try to be a festive guy all year long, but at Christmas, it makes it easier when I can do this and people can really see that, on me. So, uh, and I needed to do something about this chat to get that window bigger so I don't have to squint the whole time. Hey, maybe if I actually put lenses in these glasses right here, it would, uh, it would help. We talked about that before. But the other sale that I have shipping out today is, this Lego Bionicle set right here, and I had picked that up, actually, when Jimmy Old School Flips used to do Whatnot when he had first started out. I like to support a lot of folks on Whatnot as well, and he had this is one of the items. Well, there was actually 2 sets of them. I think I either sold the other one or it's still in the bin, but I think I sold that for, like, 13.95 or something like that, and it's been in there for quite a while, so I was happy to let that go and get, oh, let's see, what do we got? I see something about "And you hang my star." Yes, I Jill has this star that she remembered from her child. It's huge, it's like 6, 8 foot in diameter, that was at her Uncle Rick's house when she was a child, and when they would go to Uncle Rick's on Christmas Eve, she always knew that she was getting close to his house because you could see the star off in the distance that was that big. And when he downsized and moved to a smaller place, Jill got the star from him, and we hang it up every year so that kind of continues that tradition as well. 15 degrees feeling back up here, freezing, just took the dogs out, 15 degrees out with all the snow. Where are you at? And I'd flip that. I know your name, but I can't bring it up. So throw it in the chat so that I can call you properly. Yeah, 15 degrees, 41 here, and I'm all bundled up. It is currently 27 where I'm at here in Ohio, and it's blustery and cold. That shorts weather at 41. 55 in Texas, and I feel like I'm snowed in. 55, man, I would take 55 for sure. Yeah, take anything to be at 55 or 41. Oh, he's in Minnesota. Joe here. Nicole is working. That's right, Joe and Nicole. I do know that. And the weather report from Larry in Illinois or St. Louis, Missouri, near St. Louis, 33 here in St. Louis. And hello to you. And so keeping up with the chat, and I'm not getting stuff listed. So what do you want to do? Okay, let's do an easy one right here that's listed. I have a bunch of electronics, a bunch of video games and stuff. Some of it I'm parting out. A GameCube controller in the black, an OEM GameCube controller right there is those have been going just around 30 to 35 bucks, what I see. Maybe a little less, 28 to $35. So this was bought in a big lot of stuff of other video games. So I have, not much in it at all. So we're going to resume that draft right there and get that posted. Hopefully with running the video games, I'm going to do a really good weekend of sales as well um as beat this death pile down. So we're going to throw that over there. Oh, you normally on Thursdays I send out offers. That's one of the first things that I do, but I've been sending out offers all weekend. Anytime that a new watcher came up on an item, I was sending that out, being that it was a big shopping weekend, and I did pretty good with sales over the weekend doing that. So I didn't have any offers to send out this morning. So here's another controller. Now this is a good one. This is a Nintendo, another GameCube, but it is the Nintendo, the Wave Bird. So with the dongle or the receiver. Now you can sell these receivers just on their own all day long. Now these have like a very high sell-through rate, and I'm looking probably to get $90, maybe even closer to 100. Most of them go right now about 80 to 120, something like that. I've got it priced to go at 99.99. We will see how that works, and I think I have offers on that as well. So, and of course, with most everything that I have, buyer pays the shipping. I don't do very much with free shipping. Occasionally, if I have an item that is I do the sold comps on it, and there's a bunch of them that have sold and or listed, and everything that's listed is everything that is listed. What happened here? I have allow offers. Minimum best price offer has a okay, has an invalid amount. I just forgot to put it in. So we're going to try to relist that. And that will make 4 on the day. So far, there we go. That is successfully listed. And Ray is late. That's okay, Ray. I appreciate you coming. And Mikey would adapt to Florida pretty quickly. Hawaiian shirt galore. That's right. I'm not sure why I continue to live in Ohio. I know why. I mean, I was born here, but all of my family is here. But I was built for a like a desert climate. It can get as hot as it can, and I am good with it. Yeah, it's just I'm a I don't mind snow for Christmas, like maybe between Thanksgiving and Christmas or Thanksgiving and New Year's, it can snow some. Not a big snowstorm, but that light, fluffy Hallmark, Walton's Mountain at Christmas time sort of snow. And but then say January 2nd, it can dry up and go up to 85 degrees. I'd be great with that. Ah, get No, thanks. Jimmy had some snow there in Denver today. It was cold. You see his Instagram stories yesterday where he was standing out line in a thrift and you could just see his breath out there. So let's list something else. I'm gonna roll here real quick. Oh, we'll just do I got a stack of video games. This is always a good, quick, hot seller. The Wii Sports. This one has the game and whoop, wrong side, and the manual right there. And those sell regularly around 20 bucks and they usually go pretty quickly. Um, I also have two copies of Wii Sports Resort right here, and those are also complete with the manuals. And from the sold comps on those, they were looking like they would go about 30 to 35 bucks. So, say 28 to 35. We're selling on those recently, so hopefully those will be quick movers. And I like it because I've got two of them. It's one listing, but you kind of get that multi quantity there. And then the last of the actual video games is We Play, which really isn't a hot seller these days. Maybe 10 bucks if you're lucky. So I'm putting it out there right now at 9.99 is what it will go for sale at, and gonna resume those drafts, see if I can hit on those. I we might even sell one of those before the end of this show, which is about 30 minutes. Sometimes those go pretty quick when I list them. And we got some folks saying stuff in the chat. Hello, James. What's good, Dave? Howdy, Raymond. Hello, David. Man, everybody's so formal in this chat this morning. And Larry grouping them all up. Lawrence. So, man, I had a return. I heard the Dave and Carrie and them talking about returns last night, and returns are just part of the business, but sometimes they can be good. I don't mind taking returns. Again, most all of the stuff I have is free returns. It just makes it easier. It's less of a hassle. And so okay, here was my question. So it was a 45 record case for 45 records. There's a picture, multiple pictures of the 45 record case. It in the description or in the title, it's 45 RPM record storage carry case for 7-inch records. Down in the description, 45 record case, 7-inch records, blah, blah, blah. So I send it out. The guy gets it, and almost immediately after he receives it, he puts in for a return that he bought the wrong item, and his reasoning for it was, I didn't realize it was only for 45 records. Wh- uh, What? What did you think? What did you possibly think you could have been receiving with photographs, pictures, descriptions? Man, y'all remember the price on Wii Sports during that thing that happened 2 years ago? Yeah, you could sell that thing instantly for tons of money. Raimundo. Oh, that's his proper name. So, um, yeah, hopefully those will sell pretty quickly. But anyway, I got the return here. Oh, wait, well, I was talking about the return. Let me go back to that. Is so I'm not sure what the guy thought he was getting when it was a 45 record case, but he returned the item. I accepted the return. I got it back. It was in the exact condition that I sent it out. I refunded his money and I relisted the item. And the very next morning, it ended up selling again for $2 more than what I had sold it for. I took a best offer the first time, and it ended up selling for $2 more the second time in like less than 24 hours after I had relisted it and refunded the money. So not all returns are bad business. And again, my philosophy is just take returns. I see so many people out there that struggle with, they want to return it and they give me an INAD, an item not as described, just so that they get their refund, because eBay will side with the buyer almost every time in when they put an INAD case out there. But if you just accept returns, whether it's, buyer pays, or if it's, if you're paying, most, like, say 98% of the items that I have are on free returns. If I have very large items, things that are cumbersome, things that cost a ton to ship, I'll put that the buyer pays that. Um, so what I'll let MP3s to it. Yeah, probably so. To the record. So I'm not sure what people think sometimes when they're returning these things, if they're just making stuff up. But that return ended up with two extra buckets. I didn't sell buckets. Two extra dollars, we'll say, in my pocket. Um, hey, this video seems to have cleared up some. And hopefully some. I'm actually buying. I ordered. I'm waiting for a new computer. I found that this computer that I have is functional, but it's getting old, and now I am being limited on certain things that I can do, especially video editing, that I really want to get into and help try to do some more fun stuff and grow my channel and do things along those lines. But my computer, I can't really edit videos properly. My graphics card is old. And so during one of these Cyber Monday deals, I found a really good deal on like a video editing sort of a computer, or it's built for that purpose. And so I'm excited. That should be here by this weekend. Supposed to be here like between Monday and Wednesday of next week, but the tracking shows it might be here Saturday. So I'm excited about that. Let's see what you should take every Facebook group with your disgust towards eBay about the return. Yes, I should just get on there and just grump because, oh, the guys want to return an item and it's because he bought the wrong thing and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I got a request for a return, Joe says, but didn't send it back. eBay gave them the refund after the month expires. Went to eBay for business and they reversed the decision. I got my money back. Well, that's cool that they gave you the money back. I'm not sure how that works out sometimes, that a lot of returns, you get a request for a return and the person is just maybe fishing for some sort of like a partial refund, or for you to just say, don't worry about shipping it back and here's your refund. But with the free returns, that the person puts in for a return, it automatically sends them a label. And it's quick and easy. And when people, contact me and say, hey, I want to, will you give me a partial refund? It's just like, no, you send the item back. And once I get it back and, verify its condition and serial numbers, if it's an electronic, or any sort of distinguishing marks to make sure that they did send back the right thing. Unlike Dave NC Picker's philosophy is, hey, if it's in the post office box, whether I go get it or not, I'm giving a refund. Dave. But I don't know if he's been burnt on that or not. But That's, once I get it back, I give the return, and I'm not giving partial refunds on anything, just people are fishing. And, Ray's Raimundo is asking if I tried editing on my phone. Yeah, actually, everything that I do now is on my phone. I use a program on there called, Kinma K KineMaster or KineMaster, and, that's worked out well for me, but I think with the skill set that I have, I would be able to work do some of that on the computer a little bit easier, so that's the direction I wanted to go, plus my computer's just been getting janky and flaky. Is that Joseph? Yeah, I had the same thing happen once. eBay took care of my issues too. That's exciting. Yep, it's Joseph. Formal names today. Nicole is working. And Paul, okay, wait, is it just Paul then? Or should we make up some sort of like a suffix for Paul and his proper name? Ugh, editing on the phone is the worst. So much easier for me with the bigger screen and a mouse. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. I do have my the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 with, they have the little stylus in the bottom, and the only time that I ever use the stylus is when I'm doing the video editing because it makes it easy to go across the timeline and move things back and forth. But I just want to get to the computer and and do it that way. So what was I in the middle of a story at all? I can't remember. I keep going back and forth. So let's get to some more electronics here. So what? I'm up to 7 now. I'm at 7 listings already, and I'm moving right along with about 24 minutes left. Man, this is good. I haven't sold anything yet, but they've just been listed a few minutes. So uh let's do this right here. Sitting right here beside me, I have a Sony PlayStation 1 that I tested that this morning. It's kind of like one of the slim line or the mini versions of that. And that's going to go out with 2 controllers right there, and it's got the power cords and the AV cords and all of that. And I picked this up for $5 at a yard sale. Sitting in a box. Somebody else, one of those folks that are, strictly video games, runs in to the sale. You got any video games? They look around like 2 seconds and boom, they're out of there. And the person that was working the sale, they didn't really know what was all there. And so as I looked around, and in a box under a table was this, and I bought that for $5. And from doing the sold comps, they look like they go around $100 these days, 89 to 100 110, something like that, 115. So I'm gonna put this one out there at 99.99 with the console, um, the 2 controllers. It's got a couple of memory cards with it. So if you think that I should up that price or lower that price, let me know right here before I post it. Um, usually I'm usually always in the middle of a story or several. I tell stories like I watch TV. I just flip around, like, soon as a commercial comes on or something distracts me, boom. Oh, there's another. I should silence that phone, don't you think? But, the fantasy league, I got a big game this weekend. Gonna whip my opponent bad. He just so happened to might be in the chat right here someplace. Um, I was talking about selling me all the video games you have just lying around. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna ask that question. I have a whole big tub of mostly Wii stuff, Nintendo Wii. I don't even know what they're going for these days. I'd probably say there's 5 or 6 Wiis. There's probably 2 dozen controllers in there, all the cords, all the cables, all the stands. There's lots of manuals, there's games, and I had thought about, I don't know what they go for these days, about listing them as a lot, like just on Facebook Marketplace first, throwing it out there. I know anytime I've listed some, I did one other time, I cleaned out a bunch of video game, a lot of Rock Band stuff that I have that I didn't wanna ship, and, I sold a whole lot to a guy that actually traveled about an hour just to pick them up. Um, Make sure that you test those controllers good. Don't wanna return because a cheap controller doesn't work. I did test the controllers, all the buttons were functioning, and, the sticks seem to be, pretty decent and pretty responsive. So, I'm thinking around, 100 on those. What fantasy league are you in? The one with the cap guy? No, I am in one. It's called Send in the Picker, and rather than just to play on Send in the Kicker. Send in the Picker is a league with other resellers. Uh, John Cincinnati Picker, Carrie American Arbitrage, Eric OBX, Jimmy Old School Flips, Tim Over the Years, Joe Deals, Ray that's in the chat, Ray and Dustin from the Nashville Flippers are in there. And yeah, Jimmy is the administrator, or James is the administrator of the league. So okay, I'm gonna throw this PlayStation 1 console up right now. When I tried to make a trade yesterday with John Cincinnati Picker, I needed a stud running back, and I contacted him about 2 in the afternoon and then found out that the trade deadline was yesterday at noon. He was all for it. We were gonna make a good swap. When is the last game? Well, we're in week 12 right now. So week 14 is when the playoffs after week 14 is when the playoffs start. So it's coming up quick. Okay, resume the draft here on this PlayStation 1. List it. So that is 8 listed right now. So we've got the Wavebird listed. We've got the black GameCube, the PS1. We've got a stack of games, the Wii Resorts and Wii Plays. Those are all listed. A couple of Christmas ornaments. And the last thing that I'm going to list is a Nintendo GameCube, the purple indigo color. And that comes with a controller, the original purple controller, uh, all the cords and cables, and that did have a manual with it as well, which is always nice to show in the photos. And looking at those, um, as far as the sold comps are concerned, nowadays, probably again 100, 125. I'm going to be putting this up there basically at 125 bucks for that right there. So, um, and Joseph says, James, let me know next year if you need a guy. Definitely. Yeah, it's been fun so far. This is actually my first year to do a fantasy football league, and it's been fun. I like a little more smack talk in my league. Well, this is the first time, but in my betting and stuff that I do with other friends, I like a little more smack talk. I've found that fantasy football seems to be a little more serious. There's a couple guys that I have fun with, smacking them down. Everybody's always, big on it before the game, but then after the weekend, it's it not so much. James has a video on the resale channel about listing video games to boost your sales. Ken is going to have a good weekend. I'm hoping so. The last weekend was pretty decent. I wasn't as diligent at listing as I should have through that whole Black Friday, the whole weekend. So hopefully it will pick up with these video games. Plus, I have a whole bunch more Christmas ornaments. I just been selling Christmas, 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 Christmas. Most of my, I'd say probably say 80% of my sales have been Christmas, either ornaments or um, just anything Christmas. I've been selling a lot of that. So Nintendo GameCube going up about 125. Any issues with that price? Anything? Am I too high? Am I too low on that? Let me know what you think in the chat before I push the button. Um, so what else do I got here that I'm doing? Yeah, hopefully I can beat this. That 8-2 record last week was pretty good. Jimmy just sold an Amazon jacket for 200 bucks. Cha-ching. That's sweet. Sold an Amazon jacket on eBay. What color? Purple for the GameCube is yes, it is a purple GameCube. And the purple controller. I had bought I got to tell you about that deal. Okay, so I was at a church sale and again, one of those things where I was standing in line. It was back during when the whole pandemic happened. So I've had, well, see, I've had that almost a couple years just sitting in a tub. And I should have sold it way back then when all the prices were overinflated. But the guy he come in, he was racing for the video games. He asked the lady, "Where's the video game?" She said, "All that stuff is in the back." And it was mostly all back there. It was all computer games. And so he was mad and he kind of left. Well, I was just looking around, looking under a table, and I saw a rock band guitar is sitting on a box. And I open up the box and there is a Nintendo Wii with probably a half a dozen games, the controllers, the manuals, and this GameCube with the controllers, all the cords, and about a half a dozen games. And so, but there was no pricing on any of it. It was still sitting under the table. And so I asked the lady, how much are you asking for this? She's like, I don't know. What is it? And I said, well, it's video games. And I opened up all the boxes and I was, very honest about what was there, these video games. And she says, I don't know. Does $7 sound fair? I couldn't get my wallet out quick enough. I paid him, grabbed it up, slipped out the back door. She's like, you can carry that stuff out the back door over here if your car is closed. It's like, great. And she said, then I'll let you back in this door because there was a line out front. They were taking numbers and only letting so many people in at a time. So she let me come back in that door. What's up, Chris? How are you? Christopher, I should say. James and Jill all saying hi. Yes, Christopher. It's all formal names today on the show. We're going formal on the most informal show on the YouTubes. So okay, I'm gonna throw this last item, this Nintendo GameCube up. It'll go up for 125, and I think I have a best offer on. One thing that I usually don't do is on the best offers is that minimum offer, but I just know already I'll start to get tons of just low ball offers, and that kind of helps keep from getting the low balls. Jillian. Hello, Jillian. And Paul saying hi to they flipping to Cajun. Oh, I got one more item. This is a cool item. This was a gift to me from Jill. Look at this thing. I was surprised. Jill had got this for me. It is a vector. It's like a little mini robot. Okay. And he just will run around the house by himself. It's just a small little thing. And he will run around the house and like you can talk to it, you can give it commands, and he has a little block. Let me see. That you can tell him to go find his block, and he'll run around the room and find the block wherever it's at. There's some sort of sensors in it. And it can talk a little bit, has a little bit of a limited vocabulary, but it'll know what your name is. It can learn your name, and you can control it by an app and all that. But somebody look up the Vector Robot. It's by Anki, Anki Vector Robot, and look at the sold comps on this. We're talking. I was excited when I seen it. Now Jill had got it, and I had used it a little while, so I asked her permission if I could sell it, and especially after I saw what the sold comps were on it. A Vector Robot. Um, some of those poor people that do the bids. Oh yeah, you gotta put in the item number, or the thing is 000.0075, because there were some accessories that came with it. But some of those in the box that were sold not on auction can go well into the $300 range. Jill doesn't remember that. You don't remember that I asked you if I could sell it, or that you actually gave it to me? LOL. Joseph Joseph Bruno deals? Don't know. Uh, I worked like 3 weeks. Saw like 50 clients to buy that. Now, you did not, it did not cost that much, but I'm super excited about this item. I'm actually listing it really high, but the sold through, let me see. I'm not seeing what 0075. Okay. Let me do that again. Yeah, most of them are in the $300 range that were sold, um, and they sell pretty quickly. The sell-through rate, there was, when I put that in, there was 9 listed, and there's 200 and some, 242 solds. So, I'm listing this baby super high, taking some offers, and see if I can move this thing along. I'm um, looking for it to go pretty quick. And there, Bruno. Okay. Ooh, he's really getting Joseph Joseph Bruno Deals is really getting fancy, getting formal. Okay, so let's list this Vector Robot right here, and that will put me at 10 listings. Do I have offers? Yeah, I do have offers on, but I'm taking a high amount on that and list it. And that is 10 listed at about 54 minutes into the show. So let's see. And the rest of my day, I'm going to list a bunch of Christmas ornaments, and I already have photographs for them. You can see peeking out behind the Santa there is I had to go cut another branch off the neighbor's tree, so because the other one dropped all its needles, but they were still on there. As soon as I picked it up, they were all over the carpet, and then I moved it out in the other room, and then I knocked it over onto the living room carpet, and so I just had pine needles everywhere, which that's one little branch. So I had mentioned before that I've never had a real Christmas tree, in my whole life. I've always had an artificial Christmas tree, and now I can see, although that just that one little branch gives kind of a little bit of a fresh piney scent around here. Um, I can see where there would be a huge mess if you had that tree in your house for a few weeks and it gets all dried up. Yes, thank you, Paul. Yeah, I got it. Had those technical difficulties in the beginning, and I've thought about getting a real tree over here just 1 year. So I can say one time in my life I had a real tree. I would love, it would save me on pine air freshener because I buy that stuff, get the Amazon truck to back up here with pine air freshener and just all over the place. Keep a can in the car. So I spray the car so when I get in, it's all festive. Let's see. Joseph says, any of you fantasy football players heard of a league style play called guillotine? The lowest scoring team each week gets chopped. And all of the players get put out of free agency in a blind bidding. Ooh, that's interesting. That is interesting. I picked last in the 18-team league draft, and I'm one of the final 6. That is sweet. Now, is that a buy-in league? Is it uh, a good payout at the end? Yeah, Chris is saying here that real trees are awesome. Yeah, I need to try that. One time in my life, I did have last year, my folks got, all of us a live wreath, um, a Christmas wreath with a bow on it, and I had that on the door on the inside of my house in the living room, and, yeah, there were lots of needles on the floor there, but it does give a nice fresh piney scent, and so I need to maybe I'll look at that this year. I haven't put up my inside decorations. I got the outside decorations done, but I'm still working, it's funny when I used to have a real job, a 9 to 5er back in the day, I'd go to work every day and I'd come home and I have time for festive activities and decorating and stuff. And now that I'm a reseller, it seems like I don't have any time to do anything because you're either sourcing or shipping or listing and because I have a small house and not I have this separate office where I do my listing and shipping and stuff, but most of my inventory is out, say in the living room. The shelves behind my chair is all my listed inventory, and when I bring in new stuff, it kind of just gets piled in the middle of the floor. And so I constantly live among my reselling job, and when I do wanna just, sit down, maybe crank up a Hallmark Christmas movie, with a bowl of popcorn, I'm sitting there staring at this whole pile of stuff that I think, I should be getting that listed." Every time you walk down the hallway, it's like, I should probably listen that." It gets a little bit depressing, which is why I have a huge death pile in the garage because every now and then I'll just when I'm not getting to the stuff in the living room, it's like I'll box it all up and I take it out there, and then I get mad at myself when I go out there and I have stuff like a GameCube and a PS1 and a Wavebird controller and all this stuff that I could have made tons of money off of later. I'm still gonna make decent money, and hopefully the sales will be good this weekend. I gotta get my sale sent up. Goodbye, Jill. Client is there, her noon client. Bye, Kenneth, and all the rest of you formal dudes. So I am, I don't know what I was saying. I'm trying to get that organized and get, things, you know, get to where I don't live among it the whole time because that makes it difficult. I am going to, um you need that wave bird? It's listed in my store, or get with me. Maybe we'll make a deal on that. It's now let me tell you that if you go look at my store right now, I do run a sale. So right now it's about 20% higher than what it will be when the show's over. I'll actually get my new sale started. Um, so anyway, hopefully everyone has a great week until next week. Hopefully I can beat this death pile this week. I'll put updates on my Instagram page as I sell some of the items from this week. Check out the Reseller Clickbait podcast. We had, I wasn't here last week, but we had a Thanksgiving live show that was just a blast. It was a lot of fun with Jimmy and I, and just kind of talking stories and traditions. The new episode of the podcast was out on Monday. And that was fun. We actually just did some recording last night for this coming Monday's episode, which Jimmy's movie review, his Christmas candy cane movie review, and I did a really fun top 10 list of the top 10 worst Christmas toy ideas. So that'll come out on Monday. But I think we are going to wrap it up right now. So any final comments in the chat there? I'd appreciate a thumbs up and a like. And we will catch you next week on Ken versus 10, and probably see you in all the chats of all the different live shows. I like to support a lot of folks in the community, and so I will bid you a fond adieu, and we will catch you next week. And I always forget what I'm supposed to do here. Oh, end broadcast, and then end broadcast again. Goodbye.